Now, reporting from Lexington, Buena Vista, and Rockbridge County, this is the Rockbridge Report.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Rockbridge Report. I'm Michael McGuire.
And I'm Deandra Spichak.
Angry teachers took to the streets in Roanoke to voice their concerns about legislation before the General Assembly. Last weekend, teachers from several counties in Southwest Virginia gathered for a rally to let legislators in Richmond know they oppose education cuts.
Virginia teachers say they're being attacked.
It's been a very hard year for us. It seems like every time we're turning around, the General Assembly is coming up with something that is attacking our profession.
Some of them gathered to voice their frustrations. On March 1st in Roanoke, public school teachers met to protest education-related bills being discussed in Richmond that they don't like. Special education teacher Teddy Wheeler was one of the teachers who attended the rally.
We need the rallies, we need the people to come out to show that we are a force, that we do have power.
Wheeler's daughter is 2 years old. When she goes to school, it will be in a public district. But Wheeler says he worries what the quality of that district will be, given some of the reforms state legislators are proposing.
The purpose of those bills are to hurt public schools.
One of the bills that has many teachers concerned would offer tax credits to businesses and individuals that donate money to pay for private school tuition for poor students.
It's the wrong way to go to send $25 million, which could go to public schools, to send those to private schools.
We need help, not criticism, but help, not cuts, but help.
The private school tax credit bill is already on its way to Governor Bob McDonnell, but other bills that concern the teachers have not been voted on.
If we just sat down and didn't do anything except teach, which is all we want to do, as the session has proved, things would get passed that hurts everybody.
Including, Wheeler says, his daughter. No teachers from the local school districts attended the Roanoke rally, but according to one of the co-presidents of the local education association, some teachers, including some at Waddell Elementary School, are emailing their congressman in Richmond as a form of protest. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Kelly Mae Ross.
On the same day that the teachers gathered in Roanoke, similar rallies were also held in Charlottesville and Virginia Beach.
In national politics, on Tuesday, the race for the Republican presidential candidate heated up when 10 states came out to vote. Rockbridge reporter Burl Rolla is on set with an update. Burl?
Former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney scored an important win in the Ohio primary on Tuesday. Romney defeated former Senator Rick Santorum by about 10,000 votes. The Ohio primary was the most hotly contested of Tuesday's 10 primary contests. Romney also won in Massachusetts, Alaska, Idaho, Vermont, and here in West Virginia. Santorum notched victories in North Dakota, Tennessee, and Oklahoma, and former Speaker of the House Newt Gingrich won in his home state of Georgia. Saturday's Kansas caucuses will be the next event on the primary schedule. Santorum has done well in the Plains states and plans to win big in Kansas as well. In local politics, the Rockbridge Tea Party swept local Republican committee elections Monday night. New chairwoman Cher McCoy headed a 5-person Tea Party ticket for the Republicans' executive committee. The committee is charged with recruiting candidates, coordinating with other campaigns, and maintaining a local party headquarters. McCoy said uniting the Republican Party and the Tea Party is a top priority for the coming year. The 3-year-old Rockbridge Tea Party has never before had a member on the Republican Executive Committee. Back to you, Deandra.
Thanks, Burl. Governor Bob McDonnell signed a law yesterday afternoon making ultrasounds mandatory for women seeking abortions in Virginia. Starting July 1st, patients living within 100 miles of an abortion clinic must wait 24 hours after the ultrasound before returning for an abortion. Violators will be fined $2,500. 30 protesters were arrested on Saturday at the Virginia Capitol complex. McDonnell says the law is a less invasive measure than what was originally proposed.
The trial of a wrongful death lawsuit filed against Virginia Tech began this weekend in Christiansburg. Testimony is focusing on what university officials did the day Sung-Hee Cho opened fire and killed 33 people on campus. The parents of 2 female students say their daughters might have survived if students had been warned earlier about the gunman. University officials say they did the best they could under tense conditions. The trial is expected to last at least through the end of the week.
Here in Lexington, the City Council is now dealing with a proposal to allow a new pet in city backyards: chickens. A request to change the city code to allow raising chickens in Lexington was brought before the city council last week, renewing a long-running debate about chickens in Lexington. Rockbridge reporter Alex Maragos has the story.
Raising chickens as a child in Australia has given Ellie Grady a different take on the term household pet.
The knowledge is not out there enough to realize how good chickens can be as pets. They're great companions.
Linda Davis told City Council last week that she also wants chickens in Lexington, but for a slightly different reason than Grady.
My interest is in having chickens come to visit for a month, clean out my vegetable garden, and go back to their farm where they live.
Grady says that chickens have another benefit in their locally produced eggs.
The whole food cycle, I think, is enhanced for the fact that you will have eggs from your own backyard.
Over 500 U.S. cities allow urban chickens, but several questions must be answered before Lexington can join the list. Opposition to urban chickens typically comes from noise or sanitation complaints. City Council members David Cox and Mary Harvey Halseth have spoken to another concerned group, realtors.
Their concern is they start showing houses and there's chickens next door and someone says, "Chickens?" and they've lost a sale.
Both council members say that neither has made up their mind on the issue, but they do know where to look for help.
Other localities have passed these ordinances, and so we have their experiences to draw on.
That's right.
Grady is confident that there is enough support on City Council to change the law. A council work session in the coming weeks will measure just how much support there really is. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Alex Maragos.
Due to annual budget meetings lasting throughout March, the work session will likely not take place until later in the spring. A similar proposal 5 years ago was defeated.
Lexington residents were able to recycle their old bulky electronics on Saturday. We'll have more after the break.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
2 outs with a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
The Rockbridge Area Network Authority's initial fiber network will no longer include Effinger, Rockbridge Baths, or Walkers Creek. These 3 rural areas will be omitted from the network route due to high construction costs. Our reporter Tilden Bowditch talked to residents at the Walkers Creek Fire Department about the issue.
Walkers Creek Fire Department serves the small rural community near the Augusta County line. One of the original founders of the fire department is Justine Irvin. She was disappointed to hear Rana's broadband services wouldn't be reaching the area.
It's kind of sad because we have no high-speed internet.
Irvin says all reports have to be done on paper because the dial-up internet is too slow to be efficient.
But with this, we can't send reports. I mean, he's tried, and they just don't go through. You've got to have high speed.
Retired Fire Department Supervisor Monty Fix said he wasn't surprised the network didn't make it to Walkers Creek.
It would have been a good opportunity for people, but there's not that many paying internet customers out here. I reckon it's to pay for itself.
Walkers Creek Supervisor Buster Lewis said including the 3 areas would have put the project over budget by $1.1 million.
There's so much rock along Route 39 from the Horse Center out to Rockbridge Baths, about 12 miles, that the cost of laying that fiber is very, very expensive. And that's why the price came in as high as it did. It's just a great disappointment, and I think we run a risk of breaking faith with the people that we promised to do this for.
Construction began in February on RANA's Peterson Data Center. The fiber network will eventually extend from here in Lexington to the further reaches of the county. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Tilden Bowditch.
RANA Chairman Hunt Regal says DSL cabinets will provide improved internet service until fiber cable can be laid to these rural communities.
The internet age sometimes makes getting rid of old computers and electronic devices complicated. They're bulky, dangerous to the environment, and they multiply quickly as consumers are encouraged to buy new products while the old ones still work. Rockbridge County residents finally had an excuse to get rid of the old computers, stereos, and television sets they had lying around the house. I caught up with volunteers from VMI and the county's recycling department at an e-cycling event held this past Saturday. Virginia Military Institute and Rockbridge County teamed up this past Saturday to give residents a place to take their old electronics. This e-cycling event is part of a Recycle Mania tournament among colleges across America. Last year, VMI recycled more cardboard per capita than any other participating college in the state. The school didn't receive a prize, but according to VMI's sustainability coordinator, Jenny DeHart, winning still has its rewards.
It's great recognition for us. Yeah, it's the colleges and universities that participate take it very seriously, and it's good publicity, and it really demonstrates that VMI is trying to do the right thing for the environment.
DeHart says motivating the community to recycle can be a challenge. She says it's the county's mountain ranges and farmland that make it harder to go green.
We have a county that's largely rural, and it's sometimes hard to get recyclables to the right place.
Even so, the cadet in charge of VMI's recycling club, Ben Sykes, says the imminent closing of the county's landfill may be changing attitudes about recycling in the area.
You can see by the attendance today that people are really considering that is a problem, that we need to do something about it.
While DeHart encourages participation in events like this e-cycling day, she says people should consider a couple of other things before getting rid of their old TVs and VHS players.
Number one, trying not to acquire things you don't need. And number two, trying to get the most use out of them, let someone else get use out of them, and then recycling is really the last step.
With just over 3 weeks left in the competition, DeHart says that VMI is ranked in the top 25% of all schools participating in Recycle Mania. She says she hopes VMI will place first in the state. This is Michael McGuire for the Rockbridge Report, Lexington, Virginia. Even though the closing of the landfill is now delayed, Rockbridge County still needs to recycle special items like computers and video players. So the county will host a similar recycling event for electronics later in the year.
An idea that started as talk among a group of local high school students will soon be on the agenda of the Lexington City Council. Last December, 4 students went to a council meeting to ask members to consider putting out public recycling containers. City Manager John Elistad is now working on getting the students' idea back in front of the council. Elistad says getting between 20 and 30 recycling containers downtown and in parks will cost about $7,000. He will ask the City Council for the money once he has an exact number from Public Works.
Car dealers in Lexington say that sales this year are already looking better than last year. Many of their customers are spending cash from federal IRS tax refunds. Rockbridge reporter Katie Stewart has more.
Tax return checks from the U.S. government means that Lexington citizens have a little extra cash to spend. Car dealers, like Carl Higgins at Super Wheels, count on people spending this money at the car lot.
They get a big tax return, and a lot of people wait on that just to update in their cars, maybe go from older model to a newer model car.
Higgins says that many Lexington customers wouldn't be able to buy a car without these refund checks.
I mean, you got a lot of fast food places around here, and those people work hard, they really do, but they don't make a whole lot of money, so it's hard for them to afford, a new car.
Higgins says the auto industry has been squeezed by the economy and auto regulations imposed by the Obama administration.
It's really been bad, for several many years now. But this tax season, I guess, was one of the best we've had in a long time for people coming in buying cars and actually paying cash for the cars.
Higgins has sold about 40 cars in the past month and a half, he said. Car sales were down 1.1% last quarter, but reports from Automotive News indicate that things are looking up. The Automotive Research Group predicts about 15 million new car sales in 2012. Rockbridge Ford manager T.G. Woody says he's starting to see sales pick up because of the tax refunds too. He says that car sales are traditionally highest beginning in March and throughout the summer months. But at Super Wheels, Higgins doesn't expect the sales bump to extend much past the end of the month.
Well, everybody done spent most of their tax money and they'll be back to, the old grindstone.
For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Katie Stewart.
Woody also said that spring car sales are traditionally strong as families prepare for summer vacations. Coming up next, see how a Tennessee-based free clinic is making Rockbridge County healthier.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who take action are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
This is one amazing truffula tree. Can you imagine a place where these grow everywhere? Yes, it's called the forest, a magical place to enjoy with your family. Ooh. So discover the forest and explore all the wonder that's there. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Every book is an adventure waiting to come to life. Visit new worlds. Encounter new friends. And discover the power of reading. Go to read.gov to read A Princess of Mars, the first novel to feature John Carter. A new world awaits. Read.
The Knoxville, Tennessee-based health service known as Remote Area Medical held a free clinic last weekend in Buena Vista. It was the 661st free clinic in the organization's history. Our Stephen Peck reports that none of this would have happened if Ram founder Stan Brock hadn't been thrown from Kang, a wild horse, in the northern Brazilian frontier some 50-odd years ago.
One of the cowboys pulled me out from underneath the horse and said, well, the nearest doctor is 26 days on foot from here through a trail in the rainforest.
Brock founded RAM in 1985 and has brought free medical treatment to the underserved ever since. RAM may have been born in the Amazon, but its current focus is on the millions of uninsured Americans.
You regularly see somebody get out of a dental chair or somebody receive a pair of glasses and very tearfully and joyfully and hug the doctor or the nurse or the assistant. And so, that's great. That's great. The patients are fantastic.
One of those patients is Charles Staden. He got 5 teeth pulled on Saturday and came back on Sunday for a new pair of eyeglasses, all at no cost.
100% grateful. Because if you go get teeth pulled nowadays, it costs you can buy a car.
Dr. Jonathan Lubeck is a dentist from Roanoke who is volunteering at his first RAM clinic. He says that most of the patients that he sees are in pretty bad shape and haven't had professional dental care in years.
Some of them were upwards 15 or more years since they've been to a dentist.
Brock called the Buena Vista Free Clinic a small to medium-sized operation, even though the sports arena at Southern Virginia University was filled with 32 dental chairs, 6 lanes of eye exam equipment, dozens of volunteers, and even a trailer that cranks out prescription eyeglasses on site. All equipment is donated. 85% of the patients that RAM serves come for vision and dental care that would otherwise be unaffordable. Dr. Ross Isaacs says that as long as people need care, he will be here.
I love what I do as a doctor. I hate what brings the patients to me.
Isaacs has volunteered with RAM for 11 years and helped see some of the 600 patients that received care last weekend. He says these numbers indicate a bigger problem.
The more successful we are, the more it's an indictment of the failure of the healthcare system. It's not politics. It's just about taking care of human beings. If I told you that, 1 million people died from some tyrant, we would go to war. It would be genocide, right? Well, where's the tyranny of disease?
In addition to their work in the United States, RAM operates a full-time clinic in Guyana near the Brazil border, the same area that provided Stan Brock with a horse named Kang and the inspiration for remote area medical. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Stephen Peck.
In total, the clinic provided an estimated $200,000 worth of free care to residents of Rockbridge County.
In another local volunteer effort, Washington and Lee University and Waddell Elementary have partnered for a project called Books for Africa. Students at both schools will be collecting elementary-level pleasure reading books to send to Lodge Primary School in St. Vincent in the Caribbean. The project's title refers to past years when books were sent to Africa. Waddell students will include a note in the books that they send so that the students in St. Vincent can learn about them. The goal is to set up a cultural exchange between the two schools using books as the starting point.
It's a really great way to teach kids how reusing things can really have a big impact, and about teaching kids about those less fortunate and how they can help.
After flyers went out to Waddell Elementary parents, the first collection box was filled the next day. Coming up, 55 art students from Rockbridge County High School showcase their art to the public.
But first, see how a softball dinner in Buena Vista reunites former players and friends.
That's low, that's low, that's low and below. Look, he's blushing. Seriously.
Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Despite the snow and chilly temperatures on Monday, Rockbridge County is going to be treated to some warmer weather this weekend and into next week. Friday will start off partly cloudy with highs in the upper 50s, and Saturday will also be warm with partly cloudy skies and highs in the mid-50s. Sunday's run of warm weather will continue with a few clouds, with the mercury reaching 65 with a low of 43. The pleasant weather will continue on Monday with a high of 65. On Tuesday, we'll be seeing some scattered showers, and the temperature will rise to 75 with a low of 52.
With the warm weather coming in, more people are getting outside for spring sports. In Buena Vista, softball used to be the way for friends to get together on warm days. Rockbridge reporter Stephen Peck got a look into the history of Buena Vista softball.
Around 50 former softball players, managers, and umpires reunited last Saturday night in Buena Vista. The first annual softball reunion was put together by Ronnie Coffey, a recent USSSA Slow-Pitch Softball Hall of Fame inductee and a Buena Vista legend when it comes to softball.
We have some of the best softball teams anywhere back in the 70s and 80s. I mean, you can play with anybody anywhere in the United States. I mean, the best teams around play right here in Buena Vista.
At one point, Buena Vista had 47 softball teams, but now the former field is gone and men's softball is nowhere to be found in Buena Vista.
Just kind of faded away. Like baseball. Baseball used to be big, but it just kind of faded away over the years, and now in this area, and now softball's doing the same thing.
But the reunion was a time to celebrate the past. Former players shared story after story of playing days gone by and rekindled old friendships, even if some of the memories were bittersweet.
There's a couple of guys in here that spiked me once or twice, but that's the way it goes. That's in the past.
Like tonight, all these guys play against each other, but they're all friends. They still love each other.
For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Stephen Peck.
The decline in Buena Vista softball is attributed to the closure of several factories in recent years.
There could be bad news for Rockbridge County basketball. Junior point guard Andrew Rousey tells the Rockbridge Report he will not spend his senior season with the Wildcats. Instead, he says he will attend a private school where he can hone his skills and better his chances of playing Division I basketball. He hasn't decided yet where he will go. Rousey was the Cats' leading scorer this season, and he scored 34 points in Rockbridge County's first trip to the state semifinals. Head coach Darryl Plogger says he wants what's best for Rousey and will support whatever decision he makes. Up next, Rockbridge County students get an experience showing their artwork in a gallery for the third year in a row.
That's low, that's low. That's low and below. Look, he's blushing. Seriously.
With a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes off the bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
55 art students from the Rockbridge County High School had the thrill of a professional gallery showing. Reporter Papa Osei was at the Nelson Gallery to witness them get a taste of professional life.
William Gilbert and Ariella Hall are art students at Rockbridge County High School. Last Friday, they got to feel what it's like to be professional artists. To mark the beginning of Youth Art Month, Nelson Gallery showcased 83 student pieces at the opening of its March exhibition.
I guess it's pretty exciting. It's really great to come in and see the work that everybody's done, especially my peers and everything.
This is the third year Nelson Gallery has showcased students' work, and it's the second time Hall has participated. Her second time round, she's figured out what it takes to become a professional artist.
I guess I just kind of realized that if I really want to be an artist, then I'm going to have to put myself out there and start letting people see my art more than I am.
With guidance from Rockbridge High art teachers Pam Tinsley and Lori Apgar, Gilbert, Hall, and 53 other students created drawings, paintings, sculptures, and many more for the exhibition. The students got feedback from art lovers and hope their artwork sells.
It makes me feel really good because people like my art, and I guess it shows me that it's good, and if I keep working on it, then I'll improve and get better, I guess.
This is the first year Gilbert has taken an art class, but he embraced the challenge of being featured at the gallery.
I think you just have to try it. I mean, you have to give everything a try because you're never going to know if you like it or not until you actually, go in there and try it out.
With the talent the students showed at the exhibition, Lexington's Art Society can rest assured that the future is in capable hands. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Papa Osei.
The students' artwork will be on display throughout March at the Nelson Gallery, and they get to keep 70% of the price of their pieces if they sell.
That's all we have time for today. For more Rockbridge area news, log on to our website at rockbridgereport.washingtonandlee.net. We also remind our viewers to set their clocks 1 hour forward this Sunday morning at 2 a.m. I'm Michael McGuire.
And I'm Deandra Spichak. Have a good night and enjoy the warm weather.